Good, man.
hit it off. But
Yeah.
anyway, Callum, thank you so much for coming to the Dice House Monday podcast.
Thank you for having me, Roscoe. Appreciate it, man.
I'm looking forward to this one. I think being a podcast goat like yourself, being in
Go.
the
Oh, okay. That's probably
in the
overstretching
industry.
the mark, mate. But
being in the industry so long, I'm really excited just to chat to you and bounce.
mate, love talking shop. Yeah.
So let's start a little bit because my community might not know
Mhm.
who you are. So just give us a bit of background where you come from and
Yeah.
all that.
So I guess my journey to like where I'm now has been a really I guess unique one without sounding too sort of I guess like hyping myself up or whatever. But essentially, I was a producer on a really like popular young lads podcast run by two YouTubers. It was called The Fellas.
Yeah.
And it was very popular amongst like 18 to 25-year-olds. And I joined there when I was 25 as just a producer, the only producer, because it was still a pretty small production. I joined there when I was 25, and like 3 months into the job, my boss said to me, "Do you want to be like on-screen producer?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love the idea of this," because I used to do loads of student radio and all that sort of stuff. So for me, in my head, I was always wanting to be a radio presenter.
Was that where you kind of came from?
Yeah, so
the
student
younger ages?
radio,
Right,
I was
right.
like, I found my love for podcasting. Me and my friend, we had so much time on our hands at uni, and we set up a podcast about Gavin and Stacey, of all things, like the sitcom, where we'd like watch each episode, dissect it,
Oh,
and
cool.
it was really, really lucky. Like, one of them things in life where sliding doors, I guess, they announced the Christmas special like as we were recording the podcast,
Right.
as we were like 5 episodes into launching this show, and we just did it as a portfolio builder. We just did it as a bit of a laugh between the two of us.
Yeah.
We'll basically throw enough shit at the wall, hoping something sticks. And then they announced this Christmas special, and then our pod kind of went a bit mental.
Wow.
Like suddenly I woke up one day, we get like 40 listens an episode.
Okay.
Woke up one day, and my mate Chuck, who I did it with, he just messaged me going, "You seen our pod's got like 800 listens last night."
So-
I was like, "What?" So people obviously been searching
Was
for it.
podcasting quite big at this time?
No, it was 2019,
Right,
so it was starting to pick up, and people were starting to implement
just
it into
before
their-
COVID. Yeah.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
And no, it wasn't 2019. Tell a lie. It was 2018. When did I graduate uni? I think it might have been early 2019
Okay.
because it was Christmas 2019. The Christmas special was, so it was
Right.
early that year. Anyway, got into the podcast industry that way, and always had the idea that I'd love being behind the mic and kind of being a creative. I guess
yeah.
I've always been a creative guy, and then when I joined Fellas, they said, obviously, "Do you want to be on screen producer?" And I was like, "Yeah, it sounds great," but I was obviously very nervous because I was putting myself in front of an audience that.
Did they have a big audience already?
Yeah, we're looking at like the pod itself was getting 150K views a week.
Wow.
Good numbers.
Okay.
And
Even that early on, yeah.
yeah, and it kind of grew as I was there, and we did some mental episodes, some of which that had to get taken down.
Oh wow.
But like just things that you don't experience unless you're in like that crazy world of like
yeah.
YouTube. Like YouTube is nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, did that, and then obviously like through like the podcast, I guess I built a bit of an audience. I guess
Yeah.
people started following me because they liked my involvement on the pod, and I mean some people didn't like my involvement on the pod. There were a lot of people that
Did they
didn't.
make that clear?
Oh, you know what it is, man. It's like with the internet,
The comment section.
especially young men, like
yeah.
they will not be like
Well, you
scared.
were targeting that audience, I guess.
Exactly. So if you target young men, like 90% of the people that engaged with me were really lovely, and like that 10% can be quite visceral.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to deal with it, and that kind of bugged me a little bit because I was like, I don't want to just deal with it. I want to sort of like stand up for it and say it's not right to give people online abuse. But unfortunately, you are fighting a losing battle. Where as soon as you bite to something online,
It compounds.
exactly, and you
Yeah.
create that narrative. And I never did that, but I would always just be myself, and sometimes that was not enjoyed by people. But like as I said, 90%
What
was
was
amazing.
yourself, I guess?
I guess for me, I was like, I always felt that I was quite different to and this is not a critique at all. I always felt I was quite different to the big bulk of the audience. But also at the same time, there were a lot of lads who listened and watched who weren't the sort of people to go out online and maybe be the ones to leave a hate comment or leave something a bit aggy online.
Yeah.
They were the people a bit more like me that sort of resonated with me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed really creating the community of people that will essentially like me.
And that's what you were doing on your personal page.
Exactly, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I kind of went down the rabbit hole of starting documenting it all for TikTok and making day in the lives, because my job was a bit unique and
Yeah.
people were fascinated by the fact that I was working in a world that they wouldn't have ever seen the behind the scenes of.
So what was your day in the life looking like back then?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, week on week, producing the episodes, so
Yeah.
planning the scripts, organizing the guests, making sure things the edits were done. And especially in the first 2.5 years, I was doing all the editing as well. So producing, editing, publishing,
So sick, yeah.
organization of whether we're doing an event or a video shoot or something like that. And then we got Stanley, who is now the producer, who took over from me. We got him in as an editor. I want to say in like 2022 or something. No, we'll be 2025 now. It would have been 2023 or 2024.
Okay, so recently.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just made the workflow a lot better.
Okay.
But ultimately for me, like, I absolutely love making my own content,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I went on this fitness journey which I documented on TikTok and fell in love with running again, and like all of this stuff kind of snowballed,
Yeah,
and I was like, right, I actually really like the idea of being a content creator.
So let's just take it back there. The fitness journey. So what were you doing before that? You said you'd start loving running again. Was
Yeah.
there a
Well, I mean,
beginning?
I did like a half marathon at uni and like
Yeah.
trained for that at uni, so I wasn't like a complete newbie to it. I never
Yeah.
not trained for things and stuff. Classic, like left uni in quite good shape because I'd like hit that point where you don't really like yourself because you're drinking all the time, and
Yeah.
you kind of let yourself go a little bit.
Yeah.
And I managed to overcome that and just lose a load of weight. But then as soon as COVID hit, I just put it all back on. And so after that, I was sort of faced with this whole, I really want to just make sure I'm healthy,
Yeah.
essentially. And especially again, being online, you do see every insecurity, even the ones you didn't know existed, just told to you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're kind of seeing it through the lens of.
So I was never really mocked at being like chubby, I guess. But do you know the most hilarious part was? People didn't like it when I lost weight.
Yeah, that's crazy. They don't like to see you being like successful.
It was weird. Like I remember getting comments saying like I preferred it when you were fat and things like that. I was like, this is crazy. How can you tell someone that you preferred it when they were more overweight? But
Yeah.
I loved the bettering myself thing. And then
Yeah.
I get messages of lads who following that journey going, because of you, I've signed up to a half marathon. And it's just, you kind of get a bit addicted to that positive impact, I guess.
Yeah. But so the content and the training, it kind of came together.
Yeah. I think the vlogs were happening. I then made a kind of like, not pledge because I didn't say on the vlogs, it kind of just happened. I just started going to the gym and the vlogs, and in that time I was working with a personal trainer. He basically contacted me. I think I had like 8,000 followers or something at the time.
Yeah.
Contacted me and said, hey man, would love to give you a plan just in exchange for you just posting about it a little bit. No, this was before the running stuff. I have worked with Nick.
I know. I want to ask you about that.
Marathon with Nick, but we'll get onto that. Yeah. But this was like a gym PT who works towards like photo shoots and things, which looking back isn't really my thing.
Aesthetics,
but I'm so grateful to Chris who gave me that opportunity. And so I was just documenting my gymming journey and visibly like losing weight, counting calories, and like I don't count calories anymore, but it was vital to me to make that change. So people were kind of invested in that element. And then the back end of 2023, I made a series getting my fiance, or now fiance.
I saw that running.
Yeah, got her running.
Yeah.
She was so adamant she would never do it. She hated it. Like the idea of running was awful to her. And so I just thought, I'm gonna make a little Instagram series getting her into it. And that I guess blew me up in the running space a little bit and put me in front of the right audience, I guess.
Right.
To then kick on and then get that opportunity with Adidas to run Manchester Marathon with Nick.
Yeah.
What's up, ladies and gents? We find people doing well. Just interrupting this podcast just to give a shout out to our sponsor, Prime Self. Refueling us in the Ironman training. We're out here Sunday ride. Enjoying it, and Prime Self allows us to do that. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, boy.
And how was Nick? Was he cool? I've had him on the podcast.
He very much really helped me kick it off, to be fair to Nick. Like he very much gave me that first springboard to be. I didn't really understand that running content creation was a thing until I started like working with him, because as soon as I worked with him, I started getting fed so much more content, different type of creators, different coaches and stuff. And I saw that, oh my God, this is a massive world. This is a huge thing now. And then you see obviously more brands pumping money into it. And yeah, it was just a massive, massive insight. And yeah, very grateful to him for that.
So what would your someone looking to come into the content game,
Yeah.
especially the running content game, like what would be your advice? Is it too saturated? Are there still opportunities?
Oh, I don't know, man, because I was having this exact conversation with Izzy, my fiance. I think it is getting to the point where it is very oversaturated, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing because it keeps us on our toes. I very much go from the angle of, I guess, I for a while was overthinking all of my content a little bit, especially when I took this full time in May and made it my job. I was very much thinking, what do I need to do to be different to everyone else? But
that's recent, May.
Yeah. 4 months it's been now, and yeah, even with the half Ironman stuff, I'd be like constantly overthinking all my content. I think, does it need to be high quality? All of this stuff. But now, the last couple of weeks, I've really just sort of try to just tell myself it doesn't matter, just get stuff out there, because Instagram, it feels like it again is now rewarding consistency.
Really?
For a while it was rewarding high quality,
Right.
and I was kind of going with the whole idea of like, if I post once a week and it's a good video or if it's a good bit of content, then that's gonna work. Yeah, it's great. But now I'm like, that doesn't work anymore because it kind of punishes you for not being active.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I have so many questions personally.
Yeah.
Because so we have the podcast, Ice This Monday, and that's been running for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And I've been doing all the Instagramming, the reels and stuff, and just learning on the go.
Yeah.
Like no editing background, no production. I work in finance.
Oh, really?
I do a 9 to 5. So this is like side hustle with the boys. There are 3 other hosts that do it in South Africa.
Cool.
I started in South Africa before moving over here.
Okay.
I've only lived here for like a year and 4 months.
Right.
So like it's all side, so I can only put so much time in that I can.
Yeah.
But I also love it. And then now I'm also getting into YouTube and I love the editing. So like I'm finding a passion for it.
Well, it's like if you keep it as a passion, and even if you can transfer it into your job, like for me, I still love making videos.
Yeah.
I still love creating content. I think the really risky part starts when you're making content just if it performs.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, right, I'm just basically fighting an algorithm, and
that's what I feel. I feel like I'm working against the tide there. I'm putting in so much time and effort of the time, my surplus time, and the results are just burning me out.
I've got a question for you actually, because I feel like this with the podcast space, again, another really oversaturated market, but it's so good when you get it right, and it's a really rewarding space. I think everything now needs a storyline, and like the creator itself needs a storyline.
Yeah.
I, for a while, found that my storyline was, I guess, this guy who used to produce a podcast, he's now got his own pod and he's obsessed with running, and that was my like kind of whole thing.
Yeah.
And now it's gone to a point where it's like, right, we know he's obsessed with running. Now what is going to be his storyline?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
what's next?
I guess like, what is your like?
So this has been a problem, I think, for us from the beginning, not having that sort of mindset where we should have. But I was told, so Dice This Monday, what is it? It's always a hard question to answer because I like everything and anything. And because we have 2 segments now, it's completely separated. So they run a podcast once every 2 weeks and I do.
Yeah.
So now the listener, who they're listening to. And then we've always said, like, what is your story as a host for all 4 of you? And we've never really created one. So for a listener to come onto our podcast, they've probably seen me the most on Instagram because I've just been the most active. And then I've also started to try and do my personal page, which is like moving into the fitness space. But I guess that's been my problem, is that I don't have a storyline.
I think it's so hard because you always see people say to engage on socials, like you need to have some sort of extra layer of messaging behind what you're posting. Because I've posted something so many times, especially back in the day doing them TikToks. I watch them back and go, what is anyone gained watching this? Because I literally will just be filming, speaking what I'm doing that people can clearly see.
Yeah.
So it's almost like then content creation, the people that really blew up during, let's say, the 2023 era when TikTok was getting massive.
Yeah.
People really started to blow up. Like Miles, you know Miles, the finance guy that's now got the clothing brand?
No.
He did the day in the life thing amazingly, where he'd film his day at work and like his corporate job, but his voiceovers would be so like narrative heavy and so like funny. He'd make them funny on purpose and
Right.
mock himself almost,
Yeah.
being a bit of a stereotype.
Yeah.
And essentially portray himself as a posh twat, but on purpose.
Yeah.
And that was his niche, because people stayed watching and they gave him the full attention because they knew that they were getting so much value from his voiceover. So it's almost like, when you're making content, what value are you adding to that person? Like, I sometimes find myself, I need to get something out.
I do. So I'm so in that trap.
Mm.
I put my Instagram off for 3 days because I just was spiraling,
Mm-hmm.
and I just needed a couple of days.
When you say you were spiraling, what were you doing? Like comparing yourself to others, or what?
Overthinking content.
Okay.
Overthinking content, too scared to maybe release a reel that I've made because I'm nervous. So we basically play in this range. I think we do exceptionally well for the time that we have. I think that we've come a long way. We've raised money. We've done events, for charities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think we've done exceptionally well. Don't get me wrong. But so I will post a reel and I'll be nervous that it doesn't get 400 views, because that still happens. We haven't crossed that barrier where there's enough viewership or engagement where that isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't need 100,000.
Yeah.
This isn't a full-time gig for me, but
Yeah.
like when I put in 3 hours into that reel, and now I probably won't I'm in this.
I got you. Yeah. I kind of feel that I'm now, with my podcast, kind of slipping into that space, because when it was branded as Prodcast, people knew it became integrated into their routines, and it was just easy as that.
Yeah.
But now, because I changed it and it's got a new studio space and essentially is all me, I have less time to do it, and also have less time to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
Because I know that doing the pod is a full day exercise, because I have to set all the cameras up myself. I have to, get everything ready, have to do all of the prep myself, which is fine. I love the prep. But then there's an element of it going, right, well, I need to kind of balance my other content streams, which actually make me money, because my podcast doesn't make me money. I've never earned a single penny off it, made a single bit of profit. Even when it was doing well, like, didn't get anything. And that was just the case of, for me now, being like, right, is it a passion? And I think it is. Well, I know it is. I love it. But I love it when I feel comfortable doing it. And having too much on my plate stresses me and makes me feel uncomfortable with everything. So then it becomes almost like a chore rather than a hobby.
So have you ever got like podcast fatigue, where you just? I also love it.
Yeah.
But this is perfect case example. We
Yeah.
did our 100th episode, All the Boys Online, last week, and we lost it because the one guy disappeared 15 minutes in. And I'm already hitting like a podcast. I'm like struggling with everything.
Wait, what do you mean you lost it?
So we did it on Riverside.
Yeah.
And one of the hosts, just without us knowing while it was going, he disappeared.
And you guys were still chatting?
Yeah. So
because you were talking on like Zoom or?
Yeah. And when we got it back, when we downloaded it, he had disappeared after 15 minutes. It was like a Google catch thing, that he didn't have enough Google catch or something. So, that like, you can't run it back as authentically as we did it. We all opened up about the good things and the bad things, and it was a really good episode. 100th episode, celebrating, and it's like,
so tough, man.
So it's so tough, and I'm already getting to the point where, and that's why I'm reaching out to like people like you and Angus, and I'm like having conversations that I know are going to be relatable. Where in the past, we've just been focusing on guests, like big guest, big name, like big story, how we're going to bring the inspiring story to the guest. And don't get me wrong, we've had so many amazing people, and the network has grown, especially for me in the UK. But I'm just like struggling to pick up my phone and DM someone to organize a podcast anymore. I don't know.
I think it comes from confidence. Like I've had so much like lack of confidence, I think, since leaving my job, because you have that security and you know that if something doesn't go well, like for you in particular, like it's a passion for you. And I guarantee if someone laid out on a piece of paper, earn the same money doing your podcasting job as you do your finance job, you're going to choose your podcasting job.
I'll take half.
Exactly. And ultimately it's about finding that balance where you keep it a passion because you have that security and you go, right, it doesn't really matter. And I'll post my best content because I don't care how it does because I've got my job.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of moved to this case of like, oh, it's my job. So I'm constantly looking at everything. I'm even looking at things like, just like going on to like new followers and seeing how many I've gained in the last 30 days and how many I've lost, and stupid shit that's just not needed, man.
And it
like,
just grinds
no
like
one
that
cares.
Instagram mentality. Do you struggle at all like with sort of anxiousness and stuff?
Oh, for sure, bro. For sure. Like I've definitely had my like challenges, I guess, with mental health, but never in a really serious light. I've always been quite on top of it and quite, I don't want to sound a wanker here, but I feel like I'm quite emotionally intelligent person. Hence why I called my pod Emotional Intelligence. But like touching on that, I kind of always feel like I can have a chat with someone and kind of bring them to speak a bit more openly.
I
Even
listened
if
to your
then,
podcast with Fergus. It was
yeah,
super good.
yeah, exactly, man. Like when you got someone who's emotionally unavailable, I feel like I can kind of bring them a little bit out. But regardless, I've always found it quite easy to talk about my emotions, almost too much to the case of like I feel sometimes that everyone should be as comfortable about their emotions as I am. And that's why me and my fiance have worked so well, because we're both like that and we're both able to just call out each other's shit. And there's no repercussion of it. Like we're both able to just hold each other to account whenever there's something that we don't necessarily feel is right. And
I feel you. I've had my teas with anxiety in the past. But so it's super important for me to sort of manage it. And I think the Instagram thing, I'm just trying to work away. But you said something nice earlier. Just do one or two that you really like and just be objective about it, because it's not your full-time job.
Exactly. I think the only thing that bugs me about the platform now, and Instagram is hilarious because TikTok, you can post every day. I'm trying.
I feel like TikTok, it's a nice place to post. It's like it's less,
sometimes,
it's a
but it's
bit
also
free.
awful if you reach the wrong audience.
Right.
Like I've posted before and it's reached the wrong audience, and I'm just getting so much hate. And it's
Really?
that's like that's not me saying those people giving me hate are wrong. That's me just saying you're not supposed to see this.
Is this on your personal fitness stuff? You're getting hate?
Well, I've used to. I don't probably get it as much anymore. But it's all just that you can shit post on there, and you should shit post on there because that's what the app's for. Instagram, a bit more curated, a bit more kind of like, I guess, niche down. And,
I think that's what I need to do is like get a niche, get a story. Like, what are we trying to do here? And just punt that a little bit more.
I think even just like vlogs of like you coming and doing a pod and stuff, man, giving a voiceover and be like, and this isn't me like preachy or whatever, but you film a vlog of you doing the pod and like who you've got coming on. It doesn't even need to be like you talking about the setup, and like it could just be you talking about a why or like something you learned from that recording. And then the visuals are massively different to the audio, but it's something that still connects connects you and like connects the audience to watching. I love strategizing of how I can make stuff that I enjoy making.
But do you think the people that have made it in the content world have that ability to find that strategy?
Yeah, 100%, man. And I also think it comes from like intelligence as well. I met James Warnock, and he's like such an intelligent bloke. I think he got like 3 A stars at A level or something mad. But he's like super intelligent guy, and I was chatting to him and I was like, you could tell he's like really clever, and that would help when you're trying to make a story. You're trying to make something on the internet, because with intelligence comes the ability to piece together and have more kind of worldly understanding to then reach to
almost
more
the
audiences.
Economics of the social media
like
space.
You can reach to more audiences if you have more of a view of the world and have a wider view of how different people behave, I guess.
So it makes me feel unintelligent.
Oh mate, I'm the same. I feel like that's everyone's niche. Like James is great because you learn something watching his videos. So with my videos, one video you'll have something the way you might learn something, but then also at the same time, the next video could be me like panting away on my like marathon session, really struggling. Like I just try and keep it authentic to me, and the moment I try and move away from being authentic to me is when I'll like slap myself on the wrist. But I do love opening up online, and it's sort of finding that line between opening up and being an oversharer, which I naturally am.
That kind of works in this space.
It does, and it's like I like the idea of making my community know everything about me, but it also scares me a little bit as well.
I think.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about my thing, and maybe that's what I should do. But it's so hard for me because I think maybe I'm driving too hard for it to become the full time. Like the thought that it might be able to be that one day, because I'm not like hating on my work, and I don't mind doing the 9 to 5 and working and making a good salary and putting a food on the table and all that
Yeah.
jazz. And my 9 to 5 gives me the opportunity to do this outside the 9 to 5.
Yeah, for
I'm not
sure,
working
man.
at a bank 18 hours and all
Yeah.
that type of thing. So I have a great opportunity.
Yeah.
But you know, if you, like you said, you walk up to someone and say, "Would you want to quit your 9 to 5 in the basement?" Anyone's going to jump at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of seeing that there might be an opportunity to do something different that you
Yeah.
might be passionate about. And I feel that if I find something that I can grind my teeth into, I'll give it so much time, because I've got black and white of how much time I've given this in the
Yeah.
last 2 years to prove it, you know?
Yeah, I think uh, everyone now is looking for an out. Everyone's looking for a way to avoid doing something that doesn't make them happy. I
Yeah.
think everyone's so now focused on finding their own peace, I guess, and protecting their peace is the way to describe it. And this might sound very hypocritical as someone who's like left his job to like go full time, but I always wanted to be the captain of my own ship. Like, I
Yeah.
think if you've got the opportunity to bet on yourself, it's the best bet you can ever make. And like, if you have that opportunity, you should take it.
Yeah.
Because I got loads of stick when I announced that I was leaving, fellas. People were saying this is arrogant, this will never work. Why on earth would he leave such a secure job?
Yeah.
And I thought of reading it, and I ended up replying to one of them like with a bit of a paragraph, and it was such a kind of like, I bit my tongue at so many of the comments, because I was like, you lot like are all like 17, 18 probably commenting this, have no idea. You probably watch people on the internet and go, that surely is a dream job. And it was a dream job. It
Yeah.
got me to where I am. Absolutely loved it. But everything runs its course. Like, it's a job at the
Absolutely,
end of the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Like, it's not your forever. Like, your forever is your family. Your forever is your people who you like, you know, your fiance or whatever. That's your forever. Like, you talk about a job. A job's a very material thing. It's a very transactional thing that you go through in life. And I looked at it and went like, right, well, if I have this opportunity now to like stick a load of money on myself, metaphorically here, why wouldn't I do it when I know that
100%,
the outcome, you know, is my odds are evens right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, why wouldn't I?
100%.
Like, what's gonna happen? It fails, and I have to go and get a normal job. Well, my normal job's podcasting, so it's not exactly like a bad thing, is it?
Yeah.
It's like, imagine, okay, right, 6 months time, I've got a single brand deal, and people are unfollowing me, and I go down to 20K followers.
Yeah.
From 50. Okay, cool. I'll go and get a job.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Like, I have no ego attached to it.
But
I just
that's
love what I'm
nice, yeah.
doing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually landed a brand deal. Shout out Prime Self. We got our first brand
sick,
deal. Yeah.
sick.
So we love them. Supplement brand.
Yeah.
But let's segue into sports, because I could pick your
Yes, let's
brain
do it,
on,
man.
on podcasting
Yeah,
all
yeah.
day. Congrats. 70.3.
Thank you, brother.
big one.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
I listened to the podcast.
Yeah.
All
The one we did
stats.
after the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That was surprisingly one of my best performing pods recently as
Yeah.
well.
People are interested.
They loved it. Yeah.
It's an endurance epidemic at the moment.
I know.
People just want to get out there. And Dio said, I spoke to Dio, he's an Adidas runner as well. The guy that ran from Cape Town to
Yeah,
London.
Dare runs. Yeah.
He put it so beautifully for me, because initially I was saying, well, everyone's just doing it because they can put it online. But he said, no, people are putting it online so other people can see it's possible. So beautifully
I love
put.
that. I love that.
And it just changed my perception about it.
Yeah.
Because people will watch you do your 70.3 and say, okay, it's possible.
Yeah.
You know? And what a race. Tell me about it.
Bro, just to touch on that whole like inspire people online thing, like, I think that is genuinely the best part about what content creation has become now in the fitness space. I'm not going to lie. I still know nothing about like the fitness space in terms of like the gym influencers and stuff. I know nothing. I went to a Gymshark event the other week, and like I knew like 3 people there, and like, everyone knew each other, and I was like, wait, how do you all know? Like, and it was because it was the gym space, not the running space.
Yeah.
But separate to that, I think someone asked me this. They said, well, like, why do you post what you post? Like, what makes you different to everyone else? And I said, I feel like I am a representation of my target audience.
Yeah.
Making healthier choices, doing things that they didn't think they could one day do,
100%.
and finding a way to curate it and polish it up and produce this package for you to enjoy each week. Like, whether it's my training vlogs or like the end piece for the Ironman, that's something that I put so much money and time and energy into, where I was like, I wanted this perfect, like to be perfect, and it to be a great crescendo to something which I've worked hard for. And I think that's who I am online now, and I
Mm.
think I can safely say I know who I am now.
Nice.
And it's being that person that people can follow the journey along and find realism in who they are as a viewer, which is why my audience is like 85% men. It's like crazy, and it's like. And it's mostly the age demographics as well, like 22 to 28, like 70%.
So it's perfect. Yeah.
It's literally just me. Like the people
Yeah.
watching are me, and that's what I find so beautiful about it.
I have a question.
Yeah, go on.
Have you touched the bike since?
Once. I'm
Okay.
going out tomorrow morning as
Okay.
well. So yeah, the 70.3 was an incredible experience. Like I hadn't touched a road bike before the training process for it, and it was. I said to myself last year, I want to do a 70.3 like the following year, but then it kind of left it, and I was like, hadn't signed up for one, and then I signed up for it on the 31st of December, and I didn't start training until like the 6th of May. So I started training 8 weeks
but
before.
you were running.
But I had done Paris Marathon, yeah.
And I must say that being a swimmer is
Yeah.
a massive advantage mentally.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an advantage physically,
No.
but mentally it's a massive game changer.
I just knew that all I needed to do was show up in the pool each week. I didn't need to like learn anything new. Like that was a touch, mate.
100%.
But incredible experience. I think the cycling was a real like.
Because I was like you at my first 70.3.
Have you done a few?
I've done 2, and I got my full Ironman in 3 weeks.
What?
Yeah.
You're doing a full?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. How are you feeling for it?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, I've got loads of questions.
Yeah,
for that.
I mean,
I'm jumping about topics. Sorry, mate. 7.3. Yeah, like the swim, I knew I had it. I just needed to like, I guess, get back in the pool.
Yeah.
The cycle, complete novice. That was the thing I needed to break the back of because it's 90k, and I was like, right, well, if I'm a complete novice, then that's make or break.
I only trained on a watt bike for my first 70.3. Yeah.
So what happened on the race then? Like,
it was fine.
Did you
took
just
it slow. So I
for the
actually,
first time?
Yeah. I knew how to clip in and stuff. Like I'd been
Okay.
on a road bike before, but in terms of training, I just did a watt
Okay.
bike. And I'd mountain bike quite a bit with my dad. And
Okay.
Stuff, so like,
And do you wear clips in mountain bikes?
yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Surely that's really dangerous, no?
No. The mountain bike cleats are actually easier to get out of.
Okay.
Those road bike cleats, I have mountain bike cleats on my road bike.
Okay.
Because the shoes are also a lot easier to walk and stuff.
Right.
Those road bike ones are like thick. Mountain bike ones are a lot easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the cycling thing is it's an expensive one to dive into, isn't it? Yeah.
I made the mistake of going low on my cycle to work scheme,
Okay.
trying to save a few bucks on the month. I should have just gone big,
Really?
like everyone else, and buy a $3,000 bike. And
What bike did you start with?
So I borrowed a bike for that first 70.3, one of my
Yeah.
mates, and then I bought just a Trekking Mondo here in London on cycle to work. Yeah, my second 70.3 was at Zelmsee in November.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, beautiful, picturesque. I heard you talking about the picturesque of Luxembourg.
It was amazing.
Zelmsee is the same.
I didn't realize that's in November.
September.
Oh, September. Sorry, I thought you said November.
Sorry.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Dan Jones did that last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw his
Were you
video.
doing
He
the
was
same
right
race?
next to me.
Really?
Same race. Yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
I also ran past him in the T100.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
You did that this year?
Yeah.
Bro, you're a triathlon king.
Yeah, we're on this sort of move, similar to you, like where it started just 2 years ago, but the podcast has pushed us to do it.
Yeah.
So there is a bit of a storyline with, doing hard things. And so all 3 of the starting hosts are doing the full Ironman.
Oh,
And all 3 of us have done the 70.
You need to document that. Like
Yeah,
that needs to be a thing where it's
I'm
like
trying. So I did a sub 11 Ironman document. I've done like 3 episodes on Instagram.
amazing. Is that what you're going for? Sub 11?
Yes, but I'm starting to.
You feeling nervous for it?
Yeah.
So right, talk me through that then. So with the Ironman, obviously you're going sub 11. What's your strongest? What's your weakest? How's it looking?
So the sub 11, my strongest is unfortunately swimming. I also love running. So cycling's definitely the worst, which is the problem. And I have come a long way in the cycling, but I'm still miles behind. I mean, I got little TT bars on my road bike, but my mate Jay, who's also doing it, he's got like a rocket ship underneath him that weighs nothing. So he's also 16 kilograms. I'm quite a big guy, cycling.
Yeah, we're similar size.
Yeah, like 88 kg still like.
Yeah, I'm
big legs.
86.
Cycling is not easy for us.
No, hills are awful in training.
Yeah, so luckily this is a flat race.
Okay, cool.
So I'm looking.
Which one are you doing? Sorry.
Italy in Emilia Romagna.
Oh yeah,
in Serbia, Bologna there.
Is that one? That one sells out really quickly, doesn't it? Or is it not?
I'm not sure. I think Copenhagen was one of the big ones that's just been.
Yeah. It's just sold out as well for next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw that
that's the
post.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is sold out,
Okay.
but it's flat cycle, flat run, which will be in my favor.
River swim,
Sea swim.
sea swim.
But I love that. I mean,
Yeah.
the swim, I'm like in heaven. I come out of the swim with the biggest smile on my face. and-
South African.
yeah. I'm
Water
literally
baby.
loving it. You can
Yeah.
see the footage of me coming out of my T100.
Oh, mate,
Um,
amazing. Did you get ill from the T100?
No.
Good. I
Fine.
hear horror stories
No,
about that,
fine.
man.
And the cycle was amazing, cycling to Big Ben. And that was
Yeah.
my first time in my TT bars.
Yeah.
So I felt strong, but not strong enough to get a sub 11 because I need to hold 31 kilometers per hour for 6 hours.
Okay. And then with the run, you need to go sub 3:30 probably or not?
No, it's a 5:30 pace.
Okay. So
for
sub
the
4.
Yeah, 3:52. So
But-
it's a 1 hour 4 minute swim.
And you've got that easy.
Easy.
What time do you reckon you have on the swim?
A 104 will be me taking it easy. So I'll be
Yeah.
happy.
So you're a machine in the pool.
So my heart rate jumps in the beginning of races. I
Yeah.
get like super aroused, and I
Yeah.
have a high heart rate.
Super aroused.
That's what my coach calls it.
Bro gets aroused by the water.
No, he said like
Yeah.
that's the word he uses. But so I get too excited, and then my heart rate doesn't drop because I have naturally quite a high heart rate.
Yeah.
So my last 3 swims pre T100, the 70.3s, 170 average heart rate.
Yeah.
Way too high. Go into the bike struggling. So T100, I turned it off a lot, and turning it off was a 140 swim.
Right.
Per 100.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1 hour 4 minute fine. Obviously 10 minutes between the two T. That's 6-7 minutes, similar to what you did, and
Yeah.
then like 3 minutes for the run, and then the cycle must be a 5:54, which is like a 30.6 kilometer per hour, and then a 5:30 pace will be 11 on the dot.
Okay. I feel like you got that, man.
My only problem is furthest I've ever run 25Ks.
Yeah.
Furthest
Wait,
I've
you've
ever-
not done a marathon
Never,
distance.
yeah.
Okay.
Furthest I've cycled 112. So we had this conversation yesterday about rubbish miles. So I have a coach. So for example, this week from Sunday to Saturday, I would have done almost 80 kilometers of running.
Yeah.
So I've done it in the space of 5 days.
Okay.
I just haven't done it in one day.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran 21Ks this morning.
Yeah.
So like the build has been good enough, I feel,
Okay.
to not have gone and done a distance on one day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you most apprehensive about on the day?
The last 3 hours of the cycle, I just
Okay.
don't know what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
Cramping.
I found the worst part in the 70.3 was just being clipped in for that time, man. My
Yeah.
feet were going really weird. Like,
It's because you're not used to it.
no.
And that's the worst. Good riders like Dan, they'd breeze 6 hours.
Yeah.
Because they're just on the bike all
Do you
the
know
time.
Gregor McDonald?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, so Gregor's just done Estonia, the
Yeah.
Tallinn one.
Yeah,
He did
yeah.
it in 10:17.
Yeah, crazy.
And like he runs like a 2:55 marathon, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's an athlete, and like I've been watching his like progress and stuff on the bike, and it's actually insane. But also he is so like applied to it.
Yeah.
And I was looking at his Strava, and it was like, your training week's insane, bro. Like, and he's got a full-time job as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's 15-hour weeks
Mm,
regularly. Yeah.
yeah. What drew you to signing up to the full?
Oh, the boys. Oh,
Yeah.
we bought the other host gift. His birthday gift was the ticket.
Oh, that's sick.
But it was funny because me and Joel said, well, we're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't let him do it alone.
Yeah, I'm kind of
I heard you talk about how people mention in your comments sick when you're signing up for the full, and you were like, "We'll take a break."
just let me enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
I obviously always am looking forward to the next thing, but this recently, especially after the 70.3, I've actually made a reel about it that I've got coming out. I don't know when it will be out, but it's just because it's a brand deal thing, so I've got to get it approved and stuff.
Right.
But it's essentially talking about like, have we normalized hard things too much?
100%.
And I think we are getting to a dangerous stage now where you'll look at something online, and I catch myself doing it, and I'll be looking at someone doing a full Ironman, having just done a 70.3 and knowing how awful the end of it was.
Yeah.
I will look at that and go, yeah, you know what? I could do that, man. Like, I reckon, that surely is fine. Like,
Yeah.
the marathon surely is all right. But, mate, I don't understand. I've literally lived the experience of doing 7.3, and I was struggling so much in the last 6K.
Oh.
And I'm looking at someone's video and saying it to myself. What would someone who's not done that say to themselves?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
probably thinking the same thing, if not worse. So I'm like, we're getting to a stage where I feel now we need to really take a reality check and go, look, this is amazing. that we're all doing this stuff, and I think maybe are we in an echo chamber
Yeah.
because we're the ones creating content around it. I see other people's content around it. Sick. I love making content around this stuff. But is it because I see everyone else's content because I make content? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when
It's like a full circle.
yeah,
We call it the endurance epidemic. Like, when does it end?
I like that phrase.
Yeah, the epidemic kind of is it net positive or net negative?
I think it's definitely net positive.
Mm.
I think it's definitely net positive, but there's also, I just don't want someone to try and take it too far and die.
Well, what you don't see, a lot of people die at Ironmans and they keep it hush hush. I've had at my both 70.3, someone died in the swim. That's early on.
How do they die in the swim? Just get a heart attack in the
Yeah.
water?
Yeah, 53-year-old man, muscle bear. We're lucky we didn't get child by any sharks. But anyway.
Wait, so right. Before you say about the shark thing, so this man passed away in the water.
Well, he passed away obviously on the way to the hospital, but
Okay.
he had the heart attack in the water, yeah.
And how did they notice that he was having a heart
Well,
attack?
that was the problem. They probably got to him too slowly. They didn't disclose too much information because that's what Ironman do. They don't disclose.
Because someone in Swansea one died as well.
Is it?
Yeah. And then what you said about sharks, was this in South Africa?
Yeah.
What?
It was quite scary, like ominous seawater, and we go far out from the harbour and turn around and
So
come back.
there is a definite chance that
100%.
sharks are around you.
I almost think the shark would be too scared because there's just so many of us.
Yeah.
That's like our only hope, really, because we look like seals in our wetsuits.
Yeah, no, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any experiences with sharks as a South African? No.
I've seen them like live in Plet. If you hike, you can check them swimming.
Yeah.
But I haven't personally been like too close.
So, there's like, obviously with sharks, I've got such a fascination with sharks, man.
Okay.
Like it's almost like a obsession of mine, just to kind of like.
Have you seen that Netflix series of that woman that swims with it?
No, I started watching it, but I got told to turn it off.
Oh, wow.
Because Izzy is so done with my shark obsession, man. She's like,
Okay.
turn this shit off.
You
And
s-
I'm one of these people, bro. Like, I never really watch stuff on my own. I don't
Yeah.
know what you're like.
Yeah.
I'll always just like distract myself when I go to watch a show or a film on my own. I'll end up just not watching it.
And go on my phone.
Yeah, go on my phone or like go and do something else. And I'm just like, so that's why my time is watching it with Izzy and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, we didn't watch that. But sharks fascinate me, man,
Okay.
because they are such incredibly like gentle creatures, but they've got such a bad bit of rap.
Yeah. You must watch that because that's what they talk about.
Yeah.
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 She tries to turn them into this beautiful giant.
Mm.
And it's quite crazy how close she gets to them.
Yeah.
And like how regular the same shark comes back.
Wow.
You can see the relationship because you can see the marks on the shark
Yeah.
that it's the same one.
Dolphins are evil though.
Yeah. I've swum with dolphins. I lived in Mauritius for 6 years.
Unreal. That's sick.
Yeah. Before I moved over here.
Yeah.
So the dolphins and the whale swimming was quite good there.
So wait, so has that ever happened in an Ironman then? Someone getting eaten by a shark?
No, I don't.
Because in T100 San Fran, there was they start from Alcatraz in the water, and they were literally joking on the comms saying like, "Oh, these are shark-infested waters. No, I don't want to be out there right now."
Yeah,
It's like, what the fuck?
in South Africa, any sea swim you do, there'll be shark infested because they do
Yeah.
it in Port Elizabeth as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think the guy did the full pod.
Jake Triathlon.
Yeah. No, not Jack Triathlon.
Sorry.
Jake Bird, who I
Right.
did
Oh yeah.
my wrap up pod with. He's signed up to the full in South Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
It has to be the PE one in April.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
only the one.
I think
What
it is.
next year?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You should go with them.
Yeah, no, I've actually said I'm not going to do a full next year because I'm getting married.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you, bro.
So I'll tell you, the Ironman training, it is too much. Like
Yeah.
if you want to look at it at doing like a regular story, it can't be because I'm like half the time a zombie.
Yeah.
So like I'm there but not there. So I was at my run club yesterday. I got a big smile on my face, but I was not there.
No.
Like I didn't even finish my 6K trot around with all of them. I had to stop. But then because I knew I had this morning as well. So like it can't be a regular occurrence. It's just too
I'd be a
hectic.
one and done.
So half Ironman's 100% because the training is like can be casual and fun,
Yeah.
like your normal health and fitness
Yeah.
upkeep.
Yeah.
But a full definitely, I didn't know, but now I know. I'm in my like 3-week hardest block. Like there's no way.
So it's in 3 weeks, is it?
Yeah. So I've got my
Taper.
So no, there's a week taper, and I'm in my 3-week hardest
Okay.
block. That's sort of how it works. So
Okay.
like I basically have 2 half Ironmans this weekend and next weekend.
Jesus.
On top
man.
of all the training. Yeah.
Are you going to do an official race at all?
What do you mean?
Like an official half Ironman race at all in build up?
No.
Just into you.
Yeah, it's a 4 hour. It's a brick. It's
Yeah.
a 4 hour plus 28K run or whatever.
Crazy,
Yeah.
bro. Fair
Just
play
around
to you, man.
Richmond Park.
Yeah. Is that your neck of the woods that way?
Yeah.
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 That's a nice place to cycle for sure.
We cycled to Windsor the other day, which was really
Oh,
cool.
cool. Nice.
But I haven't been able to really branch out. Like I said, like I'm like you, like road biking is still pretty new to me.
Yeah, I really like the cycling culture,
Yeah.
and I love the camaraderie of it. I just don't like going out on my own. I find it a bit boring going out on my own, or like doing a session where it's like it's just I guess it's like running, doing an easy run. It's
Yeah.
just boring, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Especially
yeah.
when you're on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, let's talk about the running. You got your marathon coming up. You got a target.
Yeah.
I know that's a 4:37 pace per
Yeah,
kilometer.
so I'm
3:15.
going for sub 3:15. I think I set the target as kind of like a
Well, I was going to
we'll
ask you,
see.
how do you pull these targets?
I looked at it as like, right, so I went for sub 3:30 in Paris and I got 3:23.
Yeah.
So I smashed that goal.
That was crazy because your average heart rate was 170
Was it?
for 42 kilometers. That is
Yeah, it was. I was
to
bang on
hold that.
threshold. Yeah, and in fairness though, I didn't use a heart rate monitor for that race
okay.
because I was like, well, heart rate doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
on
going to
race
change
day.
the speed that I'm going. So I was like, right, I'm not, because at that time I was using the Coros armband and I
right.
didn't love wearing it. I've now got the Garmin chest strap, which I much enjoy wearing. So all races I'll wear that. But it was very much a case of like, right, I just, out of sight, out of mind, I know I just got to stick to 450 and stay there. The first like 20 odd K, me and Jake were going like 442s, 445. Like we were well under pace. So I banked so much time. And then he sort of didn't let me stop. He sort of didn't let me slow down and go back down to pace. I think one of my Ks was like 5:05 or something.
Okay.
But apart from that, everything was pretty bang on pace.
Yeah.
I ended the race with a bang on 450
Yeah, nailed it.
pace. So that's the way I'm kind of going into Chicago. I'm very much expecting. I've never had a really like rough block. I've never had anything go wrong. And so I'm very much, I don't want to speak anything into existence, but I'm being a realist here.
Yeah.
I've never had any issues so far. So every time I go into a race block now, even with the half Ironman, I'm just like, right, I'm fearing the worst.
Yeah.
Purely because like, I've just been so lucky. Like your luck runs out with that sort of
Sure.
shit. So
Like one day you're going to hit a wall.
yeah,
halfway
man.
through
And like, yeah, exactly. One race is just going to go to shit.
Yeah.
But with the 315, my thinking is, right, I've got to hold a 437. That's 13 seconds quicker than Paris.
Yeah.
I feel I will be 13 seconds better off fitness-wise by the time October rolls around.
Yeah.
I have better race IQ. I learned so much from the Paris
Have you
block.
got a coach?
I'm a runner athlete, so I use all my
course.
stuff through Runner.
Yeah.
But yeah, like for me, I've learned so much about my ability and how to fuel a race. And I still, mate, before my marathon, like I tested my fueling. But before Paris, I didn't know what my race strategy was going to be until like 5 days before. I was chatting, Run Limited, the shop. Yeah, John T, who owns Run Limited.
Okay.
I was chatting to him and he was like, mate, just chill out. Like, this is what you need to do. Every 5K a gel. That was all I've done.
So what's that?
And it's worked for me.
8. 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I struggle with the Mortons. They're quite jelly and strong.
They are. They're kind of like chewy.
Yeah.
But it's Cadence, who I work with, of releasing gels, so I'm looking forward to trying those.
Okay.
Apparently they're good.
Yeah, I'm getting used to the Mortons now because they give it to you at aid stations at the Ironman. So
you know what I love? The Morton like flapjacks. They're unreal. The bars.
Okay. I haven't tried a bar.
So good, bro.
But the gels are... I can feel the power of them, like compared to other gels. So like I'm trying to force myself to get used to them.
For sure.
They're very sweet though.
Yeah. I think the precision hydration one's good as well. I like those.
Okay, I haven't tried those.
They're worth trying. They're thinner.
My problem with the full Ironman is you can't have 24 gels. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do on that bike to keep to solids as long as I can.
What about, how many bottle racks have you got?
I've only got 2, but we're going to have, it's 4 laps. 2 laps.
Okay.
So I can change.
Yeah.
My partner will be my bottle exchange. But yeah,
are you allowed that?
Yeah, you're allowed that. Yeah.
What, you're allowed someone that can pass you bottles on the course?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, for a full Ironman, 100%.
Oh wow, I didn't realize
it's your second, they call it.
Okay, so for the 70.3, I wasn't allowed that.
Do you know that it wasn't allowed?
I don't know.
No,
That's
I think it's fine
'Cause-
because they give you bottles.
yeah.
There's no difference.
Izzy was like handing me, like running alongside me with a fucking electrolyte drink, and I was like, "Get that away from me! I'm gonna get
You're
like,
worried about all the
I'm gonna get
umpire stuff.
disqualified."
Yeah, yeah.
Like, bro, there's so many stupid rules,
Yeah.
and that's the one thing I won't understand. Like, how on earth, okay, are you gonna like penalize someone
Yeah.
for overtaking too long when
It's my
anything
worst.
can happen? Like,
Mm.
you can literally just suddenly on your chain or whatever, you just go come along with a fucking card. Like, it's so dumb.
Yeah. It's tough because I didn't even know that too much about drafting. You
Mm.
know,
It's
And
a mental
I got a
rule.
penalty in 70.3.
Did you?
My first one, yeah.
So how long did you have to? Like,
Just 1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah, in the bin.
Yeah.
It's
Crazy.
Yellow card.
Well, that's the thing with the 70.3. I kind of like tried to keep myself quite relaxed in terms of like what time I should go for.
Yeah.
Because initially it started sub-6 is the goal. But then as I started training, I was like, oh my God, this is actually going to be really hard to do sub-6. And then as I got training and I realized the hills were starting to get better, I was like, oh, hang on, could I do a 5:30? But then I was on a hilly course and
Yeah.
it just was never going to think. So I was like, 5:30 to 6, great.
Was there a sense of you were 6-0 something? No, you were
No,
5.
5:46.
Okay.
Nah, there was no disappointment.
Yeah, my worry is with the whole sub 11 thing is that you don't get it, and then you've just done, like we were talking about earlier, this massive achievement,
Yeah.
and there's this like lingering piece of disappointment.
That's another thing about social media that pisses me off is like how I posted a video of Izzy, like when I paced her for London Marathon, first ever marathon, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the and the whole video was like so emotional because she was so overwhelmed with them. Like she had an IT band injury, like it was awful for her, like horrific day, but loved it. And someone commented saying like, "What time did she get?" And I just like, I can't be arsed, man.
Yeah.
Why do you care?
Yeah.
A young woman just like clearly getting emotional about just like plodding through a race. What's your first thing of what time did she get?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The thing is, it's all from probably a quite harmless place, but yeah, it's
My
weird.
partner's doing her first half marathon now in Richmond.
Oh, sick. Sick, yeah.
So yeah, that was the sort of thing I was like, I kind of want to not scrap it, but just it's good to have a target.
Yeah.
But just I don't want to be coming down the finish line and have this like.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm frothing. I love this stuff.
That's amazing, man.
And
Good on
we'll
you.
keep going. You know, I feel like I'll keep going because I do love the fitness space in terms of the training and the fitness. Like
It's
I
cool.
love it. Like
Yeah.
keeps me.
No, it's wicked. And I love seeing people like yourself who are like balancing real life. And I'm so lucky that I'm now, my job is essentially me documenting my life.
Yeah.
And I can essentially go and train and that I class as
Yeah,
work.
so nice.
But obviously for me, it's finding the time to balance content, but also me trying to balance content. Who the fuck do I think I am saying that's a challenge? Like it's still a job, obviously, but it's such a privileged job to have. And I do love it, man. It's it's I found basically what I'm saying is I found the 70.3 training a lot and I didn't have a normal job. So God knows what you're like with your full.
Yeah.
It's
No, but that's
crazy.
good. I mean, it's nice to see that you're out there. I'm worried about the time a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask you two more things, I guess. Just one, like what is next? Like what's coming next for you? Have you got plans? I know you're doing the marathon, but sort of because you've come into this content game and it's so recent, like what would be your 5-year plan? Like where's it going?
So for me, mate, like as I said, the podcast for me is the thing that I'm the most passionate about keeping and driving into the future.
Okay, that's interesting.
I see that as the thing for me that's going to be. I can't just make content about training for events forever. I can't just make that sort of. I see the podcast for me as something that will be my forever like asset almost, and it will be something that I go into the future and go, this is. I kind of look at it as my day job, if that makes sense. And then everything else comes with it.
Sort of like the base. Of
yeah,
the
exactly.
house.
And now at the moment with the podcast kind of in a bit of a reshuffle and a restructure, it's the YouTube channel's that A platform for me. I'm absolutely loving posting long form. And so I guess in terms of answer your question, building out those two, YouTube and podcast, is kind of like long-term plans. Continue growing. That's obviously every content creator's goal, but also making sure when I do grow, it's not growing unnecessarily. It's just growing with the right people. Because I think so many people fixate on getting that viral video that gets them like 20, 30K followers. And then what? your engagement rate goes down because you're not actually gaining too many people that care about what you're normally posting. They're caring about that one video that you posted that really piqued their interest and got 10 million views. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's making sure just like little and often growth and like making sure everything's ticking over nicely. And
Right.
another thing is, is the run club that I have.
Oh,
So
yes. Yeah.
I've got a run club in East London, and me and my partner, we set it up because she hated the idea of run clubs, and I was like, why don't we do our own and make it so it's an environment that's not intimidating for people, that's very friendly. And there was nothing in our area. Everything's in Battersea Park. We're in Hackney.
Mine's in Battersea Park.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. But everything is in Battersea Park.
But we should collab a
yeah,
run.
for sure, man.
Let's do one.
What's yours called?
Dice Sauce Monday.
Okay, sick,
Yeah.
sick. And
We run on Mondays.
Okay, cool. What, Monday evenings
Yeah.
or mornings? Cool. And
But
like,
we can do, I mean, if we do something together, it can be any day.
yeah. Well, we just like, essentially what Izzy and I want to do now is we've just started track nights, and again, the track night idea came from Izzy, again, never having been to a track session.
Yeah.
I did a charity event for Sense for my London Marathon fundraiser, which was kind of like a podcast launch, I guess, when I kind of came back with the rebrand. And then Izzy came along to it. She was like, I loved that. Why don't we do that with Run Club? We stay in it. And we've done it at Finchley Park track, which we love. We rent it out. We charge people £5 entry to come and use the track, come and use the session. Look, I build the session myself. It's a lot of the time built off like my plan, and I just adapt it for different pace groups. But it's something that everyone loves. Like, even if someone comes and they've never been to track before, they'll get the same enjoyment out of it that someone like myself who's been multiple times.
Well, I actually want to pick your brain probably too much on that. Because like, how do you balance it with someone that is wants to run at a certain pace versus a group that
So what we do is, for example, I'll take last week's session. I did 3 times 800s. I did 3 different pace groups. So I led the top group and we did 355s or 350s or 355s, one of those two. And then I basically alternated the speeds, and then we do an intermediate group, and we've now got like regulars that come along and they've got the confidence to lead a group.
Right.
And say the intermediate pace this week with 800s at 4:30. And then you do the 400s, and I think they did 4:15 for the 400s. Our group did 3:30 for the 400s, and then it goes even slower than that, which is kind of the people who have never done track before, which Izzy leads. But even though Izzy could probably go a bit quicker, she wants to kind of really bring the essence of what the track is.
Well, we have a lot of people that would be in that space.
Yeah,
I mean, we also trying to just build a community of all runners and just get them moving.
And it's really cool because like last week there was, in one of Izzy's sets, they were doing like a 4:50 pace for their 400s or something, and it's like the first time like a load of those girls had actually been under 5 minutes.
Well, it's amazing what happens when you just get out there and do
so
it.
Sick. So I think that's for me. Continue building that community out. I've got a really big idea that I want to work on. I'm annoyed that I didn't come up with the idea sooner in the summer, because it's definitely a summer idea, so I'm gonna have to save it till next summer. Want to build product out. That's something that I definitely want to work on, but I don't just want to be another Pure Sport that just like makes apparel and shit like that. I want ours to be somewhat unique and have a purpose. Like, obviously there'll be stuff that doesn't have a purpose. It's just product, but I want us to have some core hero products that have a purpose. And then just continue building it into a business, but also have it so it's got that real sense of inclusion and community to it. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man.
I have a similar thought process.
Yeah.
It's good. Thank you so much,
mate,
for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I think we could have just kept on going.
Oh, this is the problem. Whenever I do a pod, I just like chat for hours.
I think but let me ask you my final question, because we
Yes.
do obviously like to motivate and inspire the people that listen. So what would be your message to those in our community that are sort of struggling to find their prime self at the moment?
Okay, so if you're picking a goal to work towards, don't give yourself the pressure if you've not given it the respect in the build up. This is something I worked out recently, that I was thinking that I was at a level where I could kind of just do anything. And I went and did this ultra race with 247 and got completely humbled and found it so difficult. But I didn't go into it with any pressure, because I didn't give the process and the respect it deserved. So I think if you're thinking about limitations that you have personally, go into it, set your target and work towards that target, and don't overreach on that target, because you end up being disappointed. You can only ever be disappointed if you've put all of the work in towards a goal and not reached it. that's the only way I ever feel like you can be disappointed. But even then, you can't be disappointed because you've grown along the way. Like, there's no such thing as failure with endurance sport. We're not professionals. We're doing it to better ourselves.
Yeah.
I think people deep everything too much. Like, it's all about the improvement and chipping away at something that long term, okay, maybe for me, long term, I want to eventually get a sub-3 marathon. But each time it's just chipping away, making yourself better in that immediate block and just working on yourself to kind of improve you as an individual.
100%.
Yeah.
Lovely. Fergus actually said like the race is
The victory lap.
Yeah, exactly.
The victory lap. Exactly that, man.
From all the work.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Mate,
Appreciate it.
thank you for having
All
me.
good.
Cool. That was wicked. Thank you, bro.
Shot.